I Don't Get It
Podcast. What's up, guys? Welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast. This is Naz.
This is Ashley.
And this is your favorite Lauren.
And this is so exciting because Ashley's genius idea for us to call our crushes has now transcended into the Bachelor world because, Ashley, who do we have on today?
We have Ben and Jared calling their old crushes from school. We felt like so, I don't know, brave about doing it, and we got such a good reaction from you guys. You guys thought it was funny and heartfelt, so we wanted to do it again with people that you'd actually care about. So today, first, we're going to have Ben come on and talk, and he's going to connect.
No, actually, we're going to have Jared first.
Oh, okay. We're going to have Jared first, and then he's going to call an old high school crush, and then Ben's going to go ahead and do the same.
This is so exciting. It's like so torturous. So I can't wait to see how Jared and Ben
Jared's
react
sitting
to
over
their
here
people.
looking extremely calm. I don't know why you're so calm.
Well, he's got a dog in his lap.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Can I just vent to you guys about a new Instagram feature that is going to just give girls more anxiety than they already have?
What?
I am so annoyed.
Stop.
So, messaging this guy, right, on
You are?
Instagram. Let's just call him the guy. Instagram now tells you when someone was active if you go in your messages.
I know. Yes.
So let's say you were
I
on.
think it's very helpful, honestly.
Lauren, fuck no, it's not, because let's say you post a hot photo or a story and you really want the guy to look at it, and you can see in your inbox that he was active 5 minutes ago and he did not interact with your social page.
Confused.
That is
so you're telling me
annoying.
you have to be in a message with him,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
So we have Jared and Dean sitting right here, and I'm thinking, Dean, can I go into our last Instagram message
see
and
when
see
he
when
was-
he was last active?
Yeah. And
Which
it'll say-
with Dean was probably every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Dean was on 30 seconds ago.
Yeah,
Now he's on again 30 seconds ago.
imagine liking Dean. I would literally kill myself. That would be, So,
Yeah, but
isn't that so annoying?
Dean's a good boy. He only likes dog pictures.
But
Isn't
then
that
you
so
could always
annoying,
blame
though?
it on the fact that, maybe your picture wasn't at the top. Maybe he didn't scroll a lot. Maybe he just checked a message,
Yeah, whatever you got to tell yourself
Whatever
to
you
make
gotta tell
yourself feel
to
better,
make you not
Lauren.
kill yourself, yeah.
Anyways, thank you, Instagram, for contributing to the anxiety of many millennial single women out there.
So as you know, there's a couple of things we'd like to talk about before diving into these connections that we're about to expose. And that's one of them. So I have this project with this company called Kinetic Content. You can see it on Instagram as of February 1st. You can see it on YouTube as of February 1st. I sit down with 8 couples, go through the story of their love story, talk about from the day that they met, the first moves that were made, their first kiss, and if they're married, how the guy proposed and how they got their wedding day and all that good stuff. All the biggest and best hurdles in a relationship, because I've always been fascinated with it. And it doesn't have to be a couple that you're invested in. Even on The Bachelor, you don't know these girls at the start, but you somehow get invested in it, and that's how the show's going to go. So it's a digital show. It's on YouTube. You can go to any of my social media and watch the stories.
That's so exciting.
When does it
awesome.
come out?
What's it
It
called
comes out on
again?
February 1st. It's called The Story of Us. So if you just type in Ashley Iaconetti Story of Us into YouTube, you'll come up with all the episodes.
That's such a good name.
It's going to be so
love
cute.
that.
I know it sounds basic.
It's like When Harry Met Sally.
It's very inspired by When Harry Met Sally. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies. When you just hearing this description, it's not as cool as when you actually watch it. I promise you're going to be very invested in these couples.
Yay.
Yeah. But anyway, so those stories always fascinate me. Hence one of the reasons that this podcast topic is even existing, because I love the different sides
genius.
of how people's relationships developed.
Yeah, how people come together. I love when you guys messaged me on Instagram, this girl was like, I've been on and off with my big for 10 years and we're finally getting married. And I'm just like, God, just happens for some people.
10
you know?
years, one investment.
I know.
That's
Did anyone have a Mr. Big story in your show? In the YouTube show?
No.
No? High school sweethearts?
We got one of the youngest couple. They're not high school sweethearts, but he was in the military, and definitely they're their first serious thing together, and they're so cute. Definitely one of my favorites.
I love it.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Jared, come over here. Put the dog down. Yeah. Jared, thank you for being here with us today. For
Hey,
this
ladies, thanks for having me.
Very nerve-wracking moment. Tell us the story of you and this girl. Are you nervous right now?
I'm a little nervous because I haven't talked to this girl in a long time, and I don't think she ever knew that I had a crush on her.
What's a long time?
Maybe freshman or sophomore year of college.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like,
yeah.
I
Talking
don't
a
know,
decade
10
now.
Yeah, 10 years maybe.
Yeah.
That's the
gotta
whole
be
point of
something
this
around
thing,
that.
though, right?
Yeah,
to
I
tell
don't-
them that you always had a crush on them.
I know, and so that's the nerve-wracking part, right? Because I don't even know if she's gonna. Because one of the stories is that I sent her a rose on Valentine's Day. Sorry, I'm not talking into the mic. So anyway, the story goes like it was either junior or senior year in high school, and I can't remember exactly. But like, I don't know if you guys had the same thing in your school, but it would be you had an opportunity to send a rose to a girl at her desk, and so
Yeah, I
We
never
had the
got those.
opportunity.
Oh, okay,
Never
perfect.
got one.
So
Yeah.
So obviously I was a little bit pudgier in high school, a little bit more insecure in myself. And so I thought it was a brilliant idea to somehow display that I had feelings for this girl by sending her a rose on Valentine's Day.
Ladies, I have got to stop this conversation for a moment and tell you about something that your man is going to love, especially for Valentine's Day, because this is a new sponsor. It's called Man Crates, and we're obsessed with it. As soon as we got to see like the new sponsor's website and check it out and get something for ourselves, we're like, whoa. This thing is a really good idea. So it's mancrates.com, and it's the only place that you're going to find truly awesome gifts really easily that guys love. You are not going to believe how cool these crates are until you actually take a look. And you're never going to understand how much this helps us women because guys are hard to shop for.
Yeah, there's no cheesy mugs or cologne samples in these crates. You'll find really cool gifts collections for every type of guy, and these crates are seriously cool. You even have a crowbar to open the crate.
I know. That's one of my favorite parts. And just really cool Valentine's gifts, like my personal favorite, the jerky heart or the salami bouquet, which is hilarious.
I wanted that salami bouquet.
It's so good. And they have a ton of 5-star reviews. And literally, guys, they will guarantee that your man will be satisfied. So right now, I want everyone to head to mancrates.com/getit, GETIT, for 5% off. And just so you guys know, they don't offer this discount anywhere else. So make sure you guys get 5% off right now at mancrates.com/getit. That's mancrates.com/getit.
So anyway, the reason I sent her a rose is probably like a couple months before she ran track. She always ran track. That was a thing. She loved to run. And I was friends with this girl. Like we were in the same friend group circle. Like I never really talked to her all that much because I was just too nervous, obviously. And so this Valentine's Day, I thought it'd be a great idea if I sent her a rose. And on the note, she had this health complication where she was unable to run track anymore, and she was really upset about it. And so on the note, I wanted to say I'm really sorry about, what you're going through right now, and if you need to talk, blah, blah, blah. But also in the back of my head, I was hoping that it would, like, spark something, right? And so I ended up sending her a rose, and I'll never forget. I do remember the day fully, because the next time I was going to see her was 5th period gym. And the roses went out. What's the first class? What am I thinking of? Homeroom. So the roses were there at homeroom. So there was like 4 hours of me just in complete anxiety, not knowing if she was going to make fun of me, if I was going to be laughed at, if she was like making fun of me with her friends, because it's high school. These are my fears. Right. And so, but 5th period came. She was at gym. She came up. She gave me a hug. We ended up talking like the entire class.
Aww.
And
so cute.
it was great. We ended up being closer friends, but I never ever like admitted to her that I wanted that rose to like kind of hopefully spark some sort of
friendship rose.
It was totally a friendship rose.
Okay.
But it
But
was
he
for
wanted
me,
it to be
I
a-
wanted it to be more than
It
a
could
friendship rose.
blossom into something more.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jared meant it to be a romantic
Good pun,
rose.
Lauren.
Thank you.
I know.
But she took it as a friendship rose. So have you talked to her since? What's her name?
Marissa.
Jared
Marissa.
continued to give out friendship roses.
The rest of his life.
throughout his adulthood.
So
Terrible.
have you talked to Marissa since high school?
Yeah, so I've, like I said, we were in the same friend circle, so I think I've seen her maybe a couple times early in college, like freshman or sophomore year. I don't even remember all that much, but it's been a long time. It had to have been almost 10 years since I've seen her.
So how'd you have her
Wow.
number?
How do I have her number?
Yeah.
Because I've been stalking her life ever since high school? No. No, I reached out to her because obviously I knew it was coming on the podcast. So I was trying to think of a girl that I never admitted I had feelings to.
Right.
And she was one of the first ones that came up. And so I slid into her DMs on Instagram and was like, hey. Yeah, but she's married. So I was like, oh, God, this is really
she's
awkward.
Married. Oh, my God.
And so I DM'd her on Instagram and said, hey, listen, I'm doing this podcast. I would love for you to come on. And I kind of gave her an idea of what it was about. But obviously I didn't,
What did you say?
I said that the podcast is pretty much centered around romantic gestures that myself and Ben did back in high school, and we kind of look back and think about how foolish and awkward we were towards girls back then. Right. And so I didn't obviously tell her that, like, hey, you want to come on a podcast? And then I'm going to have to admit on air that I had a crush on you in high school. Yeah. By the way, don't tell your husband. I don't know. That's kind of weird,
It must be like really cool for these girls to see these guys who have been so romantic on TV end up showing secret interest in them.
And I think she must watch the show. She said that she's listened to the podcast a couple times. So
to our podcast?
Yeah,
to your podcast.
Probably the ones that you were on.
Yeah.
Perhaps, maybe, yeah.
Okay.
And
let's
call
Marissa and get this done.
How do you feel right now, Jared?
What
I'm
she
a little
says.
nervous because I'm afraid that she's just not. She's gonna not remember anything. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, I barely remember you in high school."
Didn't you say that she doesn't remember the rose?
She did say that she didn't remember the rose, and then I kind of described the story a little bit. So I'm hoping if I tell her one more time, she'll be like, "Oh, that's right."
Right.
It's not the end of the world, obviously, but it makes me nervous, obviously.
Yeah.
For someone to be like, "Oh, I don't remember that at all." Like that's how insignificant you were.
All right, guys. I know. That was my fear, too.
It's not her own fault, obviously.
No.
Like, I never had the guts to actually say or do anything about it.
Right.
And so, here we are.
I'm so excited. That was my fear, that Joe was going to be like, oh, I don't really remember any of that.
Who is this? And then also with this girl, she was, like, totally one of the hot girls in school.
Okay, that's good information.
A lot of guys wanted to go after her, and a lot of my friends liked her as well. It was that girl that we all kind of wanted to be with because she was friends with everybody, but she was really attractive. She was sweet. She ran track.
Whole package.
Marissa's that girl that got like 10 roses at the desk next to her, and then
she
you're
probably
just
got other ones that day. She doesn't remember getting one from you.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think she got another rose because it wasn't that. Sorry,
Courtney's excited. All right, let's call her.
How are we doing this?
Okay, let's
Jesus
just do it. Just call her up.
Christ.
I'm
calling?
Her up.
You're going to call.
Plug this baby in.
Plug your phone in.
I don't want to do
You're
this
going to
anymore.
call her,
I lied,
and I
guys.
think
You're going to have to say the words, I had a pretty big crush on you.
Yeah.
He knows that, I
pretty
think.
big. I wouldn't describe this crush as pretty
No,
big.
say whatever.
I would say, I had a crush on you in high school.
Okay, fine then.
All right, let's do it.
All right, call her up.
Ding.
Jared, we're just going to let you do this. Just say, hi, you're on the podcast. Ashley, Naz, and Lauren are here, and I have to tell you something, and then just go for it.
Guys, I'm hyperventilating over here. I don't know if I can do this anymore. All right, just regular old call, huh? Yeah. I'm going to do this.
All
I'm
right,
about
love,
to
man.
press the button.
This is exactly our reaction.
I know. This is how we
Get away. Let me.
Is it FaceTime audio?
No.
Should we FaceTime audio?
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Should we FaceTime audio? Yeah. Let's do FaceTime audio.
Jared, I think you should try FaceTime audio.
Does she have an iPhone?
Yes.
Marissa, of course, would have an iPhone. She would not be an Android user.
So I think it's the face.
What about everyone listening
Okay,
right now
yeah.
is just like dying of anticipation. Jared, you got this.
Hey, Marissa.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? This is the I Don't Get It podcast, and we have Jared here.
Hey, Marissa, how are you?
Good. It's been a while.
It's been a very long time. When was the last time we talked or even saw each other?
Honestly, I have no idea. I feel like we ran into each other drinking once at a bar, but I wouldn't even know when.
I remember, I think I saw you because we were all still friends with like McGurran and Cam and Suave and all those guys. And so I think I saw you like either freshman or sophomore year of college.
Probably.
I think, God, it's been so long. It's been like 10 years.
I know. It's so sad.
I know, it is quite sad. I never see anybody from high school anymore. But yeah.
So you're married now.
Yes.
I am married now. Yeah, I got married last year, so...
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So sorry to put you through this torture.
It's okay.
So pretty much the reason why you're on the podcast right now is because apparently the girls on the I Don't Get It podcast, which have you listened before?
I have listened before, yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. So they were asking me about any high school crushes that I had back then that I never admitted I had a crush on. And so I was trying to rack my brain, and I remembered, do you remember in junior, senior year, I know I asked you when I was messaging you about a rose that I sent to your desk?
I don't.
Oh, that's quite all right. I don't blame you.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to think now. When you said that, I was like, oh, I have no idea.
I don't blame you. I would not have remembered either. But it was, I remember there was a time where you were unable to run track for a while. And because we were like, I remember we were kind of friends. Like, I remember we were in the same friends circle back in high school.
Yeah.
And so I remember there was, for some reason, you couldn't run track anymore. And I knew and I knew you were upset about it. And so in my head, so obviously I'll be honest, I had a little bit of a crush on you in high school, but I have way too many insecurities to ever admit it back then. And so what I thought would be a wonderful idea was like, I'll send a rose to her, because on Valentine's Day, you can send roses to anybody you want in their desk. And so me, probably just watching 10 Things I Hate About You and thinking every woman in the world wants to have some sort of romantic gesture, I ended up sending...
we do all want a Heath Ledger.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, right? And so I ended up sending a rose to your desk. And I remember it was like the ballsiest thing I ever did in high school, I got to admit. And I remember, because this was the time we had, I think it was like 5th period gym, if I remember correctly. It was like Bay Hay.
Oh, that was such a good gym class.
That was like the best gym class ever. And so it was late in the day on Valentine's Day. And it was like either 5th or 6th period. And the entire day I was just sweating and not knowing what to do. And then finally gym class comes and I saw you and I was terrified that you'd be like making fun of me with your friends. And you could not have been any sweeter. You came up to me, you gave me a big hug, you thanked me for the rose, kind of asked me like why I sent it. And then I came up with some bullshit excuse about how like, oh, I just felt bad because you were, about the track thing. There's nothing else behind the rose. And so... but I remember, we talked the entire time, and then we ended up becoming pretty good friends.
We did. It's so sad. Like, that's like the sweetest thing ever, and I feel like such a jerk for not.
Oh my God, Marissa, you're not a jerk at all. No, it was super funny. And the thing is, like, I'm sure you were, because you were definitely a sought out girl in high school.
That I do not think that, but
Marissa,
that's very sweet of you.
Oh, you're out of your mind. Honestly, like, I can say that confidently because I remember a lot of my friends had crushes on you too. And so that's why I also felt a little awkward sending the rose, because it was not stepping on anybody's toes, but it was just like back in high school, like, as you well know, a lot of our guy friends, my guy friends and your guy friends, like, we were just nerds and too scared to ever admit our feelings or like do anything out of our comfort zone. And so the entire time we would just like coast by listening to Oasis, hoping something would happen.
Marissa, this is Naz. Did you ever have any feelings for Jared in high school? Or do you think like back then you would have...
Like, if you knew that he liked you, then would you have gone out with him?
Oh, God. I don't know. I feel like at that time, like he was saying, like we did have like kind of like a strange group of friends where like no one really ever said anything like that to each other, you know? I feel like, I don't know. I feel terrible that like I still don't remember this, but I don't know. I feel like I was so wrapped up with my little track friends, but I don't know. I would have. I feel terrible now.
So you didn't pick up on Jared's crush vibes?
Oh, not even like the slightest.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
What was Jared like in high school?
He was like he was so sweet, like one of just like the absolute nicest people. Like he would be the type of person that would buy someone a flower if he thought like they were upset. So like it's really nothing crazy that like he would have done that, but we used to have so much fun. Do you remember when we'd go to Six Flags together with like our like Chris and Naz and Jen and Emily and everyone?
It's a Nazra.
Oh,
that is
cool.
So fuck Jared that on the second Naz you met, and I just found that out.
I know.
I'm
and
leaving.
this Naz, I went to elementary school together. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Is it a guy?
No, girl.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so
Okay,
how was
continue.
Six Flags?
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember Six Flags. Yeah, we went like, it was the summer senior year. And then we went to Corey Nelson's house for a fire afterwards, which I remember.
God, that is the
my
most
God,
classic
you
thing I've ever
I
heard
know.
of.
Shout out
Love
to
it.
Corey Nelson. Sounds
Corey
like
Nelson.
a hottie from high school.
Dude, Corey's the man. He was center field on the baseball
What's
team.
he doing right
Damn.
now?
He's married. He lives down in like Virginia, I think.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got a
Marissa-
couple kids.
Marissa, we heard before we got you on the line that you were the hot girl in school. Did you get a lot of roses on Valentine's Day? Just curious.
To be honest, like, I don't think I ever got any flowers. Like, I could not even remember that. I thought, honestly, when he messaged me yesterday, I was thinking back, like, I'm pretty sure the only person I thought that had ever bought me flowers besides, like, my dad was, like, my now husband.
Aww.
And he, like, did it once because he, like, was probably trying to, like, earn points with me. But, yeah, no, I did not get a lot of flowers in high school.
Marissa, how does it feel to have gotten a rose from a man who so many girls have wanted to get a rose from?
I mean, it's awesome. I feel so sad that I didn't accept the rose, obviously.
No, you accepted it.
Romantically.
Did like any of your friends like have girlfriends and boyfriends? Like, did anyone date? It's making it seem like you guys were like asexual of high school.
There was like a big
They
group
were.
of us. Yeah, it was like it was me and I mean I could start rattling off names, but you guys
Yeah.
don't care. But it was
Yeah.
like 50-50 guys, girls that we would always just hang.
And there was no
out.
hookups in between?
I mean, I think a couple people like Chris and Naz dated for a while.
At least one Naz is getting it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
And it was with a Chris.
Your
Yeah,
brother? Your
yeah.
brother?
Brother, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, that's a little too far.
Take us anywhere. We're so mature.
Okay.
Do you remember, Marissa, any of like our friends like dating each other?
No.
I don't want to like blow it up on anybody's spot if they hooked up, but if they like
I
actually
honestly
dated.
probably wouldn't even know or remember if people hooked up. But no one really dated. It was, like, kind of strange.
That is so funny. My group of friends was like musical fucking chairs. It was like who is having sex with who, and they're just rotating around.
It is interesting too when I think more about it because we were all really close, and then we all I felt dated girls from other schools. Like my only girlfriends from high school were from the rival school, Pilgrim. Like I
Yeah, 'cause
never
it's
dated
easy
a girl
to
from
cheat
high
on
school.
her.
Well, that's why I remember you dating, like, this girl for the longest time. I forget what her name was.
I don't
but,
know
like,
that you
didn't
had a high school girlfriend
forever?
that you did. For a
No,
long time?
after high school, yeah. It was like you did beat her. Holy shit, that's right. I forgot about
I
that.
probably did.
We were over Naz's house. Good. Oh, it's all back to Naz,
I
isn't
hate
it?
this other Naz.
She's fantastic.
She honestly is the best.
I know.
she's awesome.
Well, our name is the best. So.
It's all in the
I
name.
do love your name.
Do you still talk to Naz?
Oh, yeah, I talked to her, like, tons, actually.
That's
Me, her,
amazing.
Jen, and Emily, we all still talk. Yep.
Oh, Emily. Emily maybe married Nate. Sorry, we're like
I
going on.
know.
Yeah, all right. Enough of
crazy.
these people,
Sorry,
these
sorry,
white
sorry,
people
sorry.
names I'm never
But
going
you
to
were
meet.
coming on to something, Jared. Oh, about how she had.
Marissa, how do you feel that Jared Haibon had a massive crush on you in high school? Like, how does it feel to hear
Oh, wait,
that?
can you say that again? It, like, kind of... I can't hear you.
How does it feel to have Jared call you and like tell you this on the podcast? Like, were you expecting this? Can you just like walk us through like
He's
what
currently
you're feeling
hiding under
right
the
now?
table right now.
No, I'm not hiding under the table, but it was definitely surprising. Just like we were talking about with like our group of friends, it wasn't. I don't know. No one really dated each other, so it is kind of surprising to hear. And like, I'm so oblivious in life, I would have never picked up on it. You should have said something.
You should have said something, and that is the lesson that we are trying to give to everyone listening today.
Marissa, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes.
All right,
it's taken a
Marissa.
while.
It's fine.
Thank you so much for coming on and talking to Jared.
Thank you for being so open.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Marissa. That was awesome. Congratulations on
greatest.
everything, too.
You too.
Thanks, hon.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Jared, how do you feel now?
I feel okay. Like, it's definitely... she's obviously the sweetest girl. And I mean, I guess it is. I wish she would remember the rose, but that's not her fault. Because, like, I never said anything about it.
Right.
So she might have just literally taken it as he was being really nice about what I was
Yeah.
going through and not able to run track.
Yeah,
And
if
so-
you didn't say anything about track and just sent on the road being like to and from, then she
Yeah,
would have been like,
it's-
whoa,
Yeah.
you like he.
But that's so many of us, right? Like, we're so scared that we hide our feelings behind.
So you just
like,
make
up
something, and
excuses.
you're like, this is an excuse, or I could
I'm
text him
calling
because
just for this.
the sky's
or-
blue today. You
Yeah.
know, like instead of just saying, "Hey, I really like
Yeah.
you."
Yeah, it's fear. We're just too afraid of being rejected.
Jared, you're the fucking best. I wish more guys were like you. That was really nice
know.
of you to come on and do.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to hear Ben's story.
All right, us too. All right, I have to take a minute to talk about one of our favorite ways to stay super clean and fresh and your face to be totally acne free. You guys know it. You love it, and you hear about it all the time here on the I Don't Get It podcast. It is BioClarity. It delivers clear, glowing skin by reducing redness and boosting your natural beauty. Use it twice a day, and you don't have to worry about excess irritation. I always have irritation when I use products that have benzoyl peroxide in it. This doesn't, and it is gentle on your skin. It's packed with clarifying botanicals and new Floralux that won't irritate your skin. It's clean, it's green, and it's never mean to your skin. BioClarity is delivered straight to your door, and it's a simple-to-use 3-step skincare regimen that is 100% vegan and cruelty-free. It's 3 steps, like I said. You first cleanse, then you treat, and then you restore. So start this new year, because it's still, it's still the beginning of the year, with a healthy habit and get glowing clear skin. Just go to bioclarity.com. My listeners will get their first month for only $9.95 plus free shipping. There's a $20 savings, and it comes with a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. But Lauren, what's our code? What do you need to enter?
GETIT.
Get it. GETIT. Get it. Bioclarity.com. Hope you love it. Let us know what you like about it, because we hear rave reviews all the time for you guys, and that's very exciting to hear. All right, back to our topic. All right, we got Ben on the line. Ben?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your history with Alexis before we call her?
Yeah, well, I don't know why I agreed to do this. Now I'm nervous.
See? I was just going to ask, how are you feeling right now?
Why is this the situation where I get nervous? My palms are a little sweaty. All right, so Alexis was my crush since 7th grade. We dated off and on in middle school. And then when she gets on the line here, I have a story to share about how our relationship ended. Our relationship ended, but my feelings for Alexis never quite did all through high school. And even in college, we would flirt off and on. So I'll be interested to hear what Alexis thinks, and then I cannot wait to share this story and make her so embarrassed.
All right, let's call her.
Isn't it funny that this is the most nerve-wracking thing you and I do? Like, you and I do a whole bunch of things. We do live TV, but there's something about this that just racks my nerves.
Yeah, for some reason, this just hits home. I don't know if it's because it just feels very personal, or
Well, it
if
is
it's
very personal. Yeah.
I guess it is.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I'm nervous.
Well, if you end up marrying Alexis, I want commission off of this.
I don't know how you get paid for getting married, but
I'm going to officiate that shit.
Is she single?
Yeah, what's her story?
I don't know,
Let's
honestly.
ask
If she's
her.
okay,
All right, let's do it.
ask
Let's
her.
get her on the phone.
Oh, my God, Ben.
Oh, jeez.
That's a nervous
This
laugh
is
if I've ever
terrible.
heard.
I trust me, I did this 2 weeks ago. It's fucking nerve-wracking.
So you guys, dated, though. You dated where, you've kissed and stuff.
And so we haven't kissed since middle school.
Because
Okay.
kissing definitely means dating.
No, since middle school.
Yeah.
I'm middle school. You never know. You dated a ton of guys in middle school. You never
All
kissed
right.
any of them.
You never kissed the guy you dated, Lauren?
I had my first kiss at 16 years old, 17.
How are you dating someone if you haven't kissed them?
In middle school, that's what you do.
You guys know I gave head in middle school for the first time, so I don't know. Florida education was way different.
All right, Alexis.
All right, Alexis, here we go.
Oh my God. Ah!
Suspense. Alexis, hey, it's Ashley I.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Thanks for getting on the I Don't Get It podcast.
Yeah, this is Naz and Lauren.
Hello.
I don't know how familiar you are with it, but we're going to hook you up with your ex-boyfriend from middle school, Ben Higgins, on the line right now, okay?
Oh, wonderful.
Ben, take it away.
Hey, Alexis.
What up, Higgy?
Alexis, these crazy girls set me up to this. I was asked to call somebody that I had my first crush on and high school crush on. And so there's only one person that came to mind, and I think you probably know who that is, and it is you.
I feel honored.
I also shared with these girls that we did date in middle school. It was one of my most serious relationships I've had in my life. And I also wanted to share how our relationship ended.
Oh, yes, please do, because there are two sides to this story.
Ooh.
Ashley, Lauren, and Naz, can I just share this story from my
Yeah,
perspective?
Ben, let's hear your side of the story first, and then we'll hear Alexis.
Okay, so this is Alexis and I's love affair. Let me start at the beginning.
This is so awkward.
It's amazing.
I was in 7th grade. I went to a rival middle school, and everybody used to whisper about this beautiful, very athletic, very attractive girl named Alexis. And so I then transferred middle schools to the middle school that Alexis is at, and within the first couple days, I realized why everybody was so high on this young lady. And so I went after her with all I had, and somehow, some way, we ended up dating for quite a while. And I always felt, and Ashley, you'll get this because we talk all the time, I always felt like I was dating way out of my league with Alexis. Constantly felt that way. But at some point, it settled with me that, wait, she actually likes me. Like, I'm actually, I actually have this girl as my girlfriend, and I became very proud of it. And so as an 8th grader, my feelings for Alexis got really strong, and they just kept increasing. So I thought there's only one way to make a special girl, or to tell a special girl and show a special girl how I feel about her. And so that was to use the day of love, Valentine's Day, to show her just how special she was. So this is the deal.
My palms are
I woke up. I woke up the morning of Valentine's Day. I ordered a dozen roses plus a big teddy bear to be delivered to our middle school and to her lockers during the day.
Ben's first rose giveaway.
I set it up where Alexis would be called out of class and arrive to the locker bay to see all of this stuff sitting at her locker. So once she got there, I was there, and I asked her to dinner that night, dinner at my house, my parents' house, I guess at the time. So she came over, and we had this beautiful evening that was magical, that was special. I think we probably kissed.
I'm picturing Amy. I'm picturing Amy at the dining table, like your mom. Like, this is crazy.
I'm picturing how cute Ben must have been as an 8th grader.
He's Peter Brady.
Yeah,
I gave him that nickname.
Yeah.
So as we sat on the couch that night and her parents were coming to pick her up, I looked at Alexis. I had my arm around her, and I said, Alexis, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think I'm falling in love with you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Alexis responded with no words, but just a hug, and walked out the door to later, and I was later broken up with that evening.
Alexis!
Well, we had to hear her side of the story.
You demoralized and you dumped the future bachelor. First off, how did you feel when Ben became the bachelor?
Well, first off, thank you for giving us Ben Higgins to be the bachelor.
Well, I felt like I carved out his storyline for him, really. What were you, the unlovable or something?
Yeah,
like,
you may have.
And giving. I mean, I think this was all meant to be.
Ben, your nervous laugh gets me every time.
I just have no clue what she's about to say,
Okay,
but
Alexis, please tell us the story from your perspective.
Okay, so I'm 13 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I also don't recall it being Valentine's Day, but that does seem like a special day. Well, I did receive
Ben
the flowers.
just orders stuffed bears randomly, any day to the school.
I did receive the flowers. It was really cute. It actually happened at lunchtime. Our principal used to stand up in front of everyone and just kind of she had a microphone and she would yell at all the kids who were, acting up. But that day I got called and I was told to go down into where our lockers were, and it was really cute. I had flowers, I had roses, and a little stuffed bear. And I remember thinking how am I gonna get all this stuff home?
Oh my gosh! This is
I gotta go get on that bus. Now I gotta call my mom to come pick me up because I have all these things.
Oh gosh, dang it!
So that did happen. And then I did go over, Amy and Dave were upstairs allowing us to have our movie time, which was cute. They would always yell down the stairs
we're coming down to let us go. So we did happen to kiss, and then there were the words like, I love you. And I didn't know what love is. I didn't know how to be in love. I don't think that I was like, surely I'm not in love. So I reciprocated with a simple hug. And then that is about the time my mom and dad came to pick me up. So I went home, and that night we were chatting into the wee hours. And
is this on AIM or on the phone?
Oh no, on the phone. You know, when you used to sneak into your room and you'd be on the phone at the hours
under the
you weren't
blanket.
supposed to be. Yep, totally. So that was happening, and we had talked for a long time, and then all of a sudden I just felt like I'm too young to be in love. There's a lot more out there for me. I gotta go.
So then you ended it.
Then I ended it. Yeah. And,
it's one of my biggest breakup stories ever, and I think Alexis is right.
It's your favorite to tell.
It's my favorite to tell because you fast forward through high school, and Alexis and I stayed the closest of friends, and then through college, even Alexis and I stayed great friends, and would flirt off and on. And I always have loved Alexis and always care so much about her. So it is one of my favorite to tell because our relationship didn't quite end just in middle school. We kept being friends long since then.
So you're being
Very
flirty,
true.
but when was the last time you guys actually hung out and spoke?
Oh,
Yeah, 2 months ago. 2. But let's be clear.
Alexis, are you single?
who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. No.
Oh, okay. Are you married?
Ben and I have always had kind of awkward timing, I would say.
Yeah.
So you're married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay.
I'm not
I
married.
can tell that you guys are really good friends by the way you laugh and make fun of each other.
But I also feel like I hear like there is still something there that's never been like fully explored, like in adult life.
Is that true, Alexis?
Oh my God. God, this is a little uncomfortable.
No, so let
My
me answer
crush
for
was
Alexis.
blatantly honest with me, and he was like, I don't think I really wanted to date her. So you can be really honest.
Yes, my crush said, my crush wants to date me now.
So, girls, the last time Alexis and I kissed, I think, what was that? It was probably middle school. We never kissed in high school or college, right? Or did we?
There were a couple of college nights that came close, but no.
Okay, yeah, a couple good college nights that, two friends are dancing on the dance floor and maybe hanging out after.
Totally
Those
did.
are
Yep,
usually
that's
the best
exactly what I was
kisses.
thinking.
Yeah, I just don't think we ever made it happen because I think we both just, care about each other so much that if we did in college, it just would have got weird.
Right.
When that just gets weird, we were smart enough to know, let's stop this here because if we get too comfortable and something happens, this maybe will never be the same. And right now, the only memory I have of Alexis is my last kiss being right before I told her I loved her. So I like that storyline a lot better than I do an awkward hookup in college.
Well, I love the fact that the stories, pretty much were exactly the same, except
Yeah.
the fact that Ben thought it was Valentine's Day and it wasn't.
No. She thinks it probably was.
I think it might have been. I guess I just think when you're 13 years old, do you really know what love is? I don't know.
I knew exactly what love is. I look back on that time. I look back on that time and I say I definitely loved Alexis. She could have been the one for me. I was ready to commit to her in middle school. And look at me now. Look at me now.
Honestly, I feel like there's two different kinds of people in this world. There's people like Alexis and maybe like Lauren, and then there's people like me and Ashley and Ben who are ready to commit since birth, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think that what's so cute is that this story, if anything, has confirmed that ABC really made a very smart choice in choosing Ben as the Bachelor that year, because how many 8th grade boys are you going to find like this?
Not many.
And he carried on through his 28th year.
He is the perfect Ben. But, all right, well, is there anything left unsaid here before we hang up? Because I would hate for anything to go left unsaid.
Alexis, I'll always love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you too, Ben.
Give
And
him
I
a
know a
hug.
lot of really I know a lot of, hug through the phone. I know a lot of really, really weird stuff about Ben, too. So if you guys ever need that, just...
Like his fear.
Like, he really can't drink Mountain Dew.
Why? Wait, why?
You can tell him. That's fine. I've sold my soul already. Just keep going, Alexis.
Okay, so he's like actually kind of allergic to Mountain Dew to the point where it gives him really bad diarrhea.
Ooh, I didn't see that. It's gotta be a caffeine.
How did you experience this firsthand?
I never experienced it. I think it was just one of those weird things that he shared with me.
Oh my God. Well, Alexis, you're amazing. And Ben, you're probably the best sport ever for going through what Ashley made me go through, too.
Absolutely.
You guys are the greatest.
Alexis, thank you. Thank you for being the best, Alexis. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And
nice
if you
to
ever
meet
break
you,
up with
ladies.
your guy, it's never too late. Time
Okay,
is an
thank
illusion.
All right, bye, guys. Thank you.
See y'all.
Bye, guys.
All right. Well, that was two great stories. Two good romantic guys. And it was just cute to see the way that they've been like that forever.
They are both very sweet girls, and that's what we'd expect from Jared and Ben.
Yeah,
Not like,
they both were
not
really
like
nice.
some rough, Boston sort of girl who sleeps around.
Lauren, I love you. With Alex, I don't know, guys. I feel like Ben and Alexis have something, or maybe she just wasn't trying to be awkward, but she did say the timing with Ben and I is always off, and she's not married, unlike Jared's crush Marissa, who is married, so we can cancel that out.
Yeah. So you guys know what to do. #Ben and Alexis.
Forever.
We're shipping
Ben
that
Alexis forever.
hardcore. Oh my God, Ben is. First of all, just Jared being here in real life, just being so sweaty and nervous is so funny. I really just got to find someone like Jared and Ben. That's really what has to happen.
Well, that's why they're on TV.
I know.
Because they're rarities.
They're so amazing.
All right. Well, this was a great podcast. Tell us what other Bachelor people you'd like to have us connect with their crushes. And, leave all the feedback that you can on iTunes or on Twitter.
Yes, and hit me up on Instagram, guys, if you have any topics that you think we should do, or just tell us how much you love us or hate us at Naz Perez, and subscribe and tell your friends to listen.
Subscribe, and don't forget to check out the story of us on YouTube. Just type that in. Thank you so much.
Bye.
February 1st.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
I don't get it.
Podcast.